Thursday night, the police arrive at the sprawling home of Bud and Melanie Billings to find a grisly murder. The couple shot several times in their bedroom. Just hours before the murders, Yvonne Hahn, a school bus driver, had dropped some of the children off after school.
I let the kids off about 2:30 or 2:45, and Mr. Billings and Miss Billings come out there and got them off the bus. And they always dress the kids really nice and send them to school, and she made sure that they had nice things.
The Billings were well known in town, known for their generosity and their love of their kids. They're seen here in 2007 at a benefit to raise awareness for people with Down syndrome. The couple brought 6 of their adopted children who were born with a disability. Bud Billings described how he and his wife live for their children's small successes.
We don't expect miracles from our children, and so we're happy. We have a child here. She's almost 2.5 and just started walking. We think it's ecstatic. We're great. It's great because she walked, not that she was 2.5 and walked.
Bud, whose real name is Bird, had owned a used car business. He was a successful local businessman.
They were just the most fabulous people. They did nothing for themselves. They did everything for everyone else. There's not a harmful bone in either one of them's body.
The couple gave often and gave plenty. They made many donations to this school for special needs students where their children attended classes.
Bud and Melanie were generous, and they gave so much of themselves to their children, and they also gave to different organizations. I know they made significant donations to our schools at various times.
The murders have left this town in a state of shock, and the family reeling.
There's not words to describe how great of people that they really, really are. And for someone to have done something like this, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
By the weekend, investigators had started piecing together what happened, but it was slow coming.
At this time, we have no motive established. Again, we have multiple individuals that forced entry into this home. Again, we would be speculating. Home invasions that can lead to murder can be anything from drugs to robbery, and again, we would be speculating at this time, so we do not have a motive for this murder.
But the police did have one important clue to go on: a video.
We are currently enhancing a videotaped image of a red van. We're enhancing that image because right now there's been some confusion as to whether or not it would be a Dodge or a Ford van.
Police saw clearly a red van and at least 2 individuals on the front lawn.
It did appear to be a work van, if you will, meaning that it wasn't pristine in color, it wasn't all buffed up, it wasn't a custom van.
On Saturday night, a major break in the case. The van was found. Acting on a tip, they found the van stashed behind a shed in Pensacola, several miles from the murder scene. And police report that they're speaking to persons of interest connected to the van and possibly connected to the murders.
We currently now are interviewing 2 persons of interest that, again, the investigation at this point has been tied to the van that is in question.
But still, police were not explaining a motive.
Our crime scene technicians are currently working the van as we speak. We have not gotten a report back yet specifically on any items or information that they've gleaned from the van. But it'll be a standard crime scene search. We're still working off of the premise that it was a home invasion. And again, let me emphasize a home invasion. We have yet to develop a reason for specifically why the Billings had been targeted.
Meanwhile, the children were beginning to cope with the loss of their parents.
Matthew told me that he didn't have a mom and dad anymore because his mom and dad had got shot. And I told him, I said, well, they'll always be your mom and dad. They just won't be here right now.
Authorities announced their first arrest Sunday. It was the red van that helped. It led them to 56-year-old Leonard Gonzalez Sr. Police believe he was the getaway driver and say he was trying to paint the van a different color so it wouldn't be identified. Late that evening, they arrested Gonzalez's friend, 41-year-old Wayne Coldiron. He had shaved his head and mustache to change his appearance. Police charged him with murder. They also arrested Gonzalez's son, 35-year-old Leonard Gonzalez Jr. They've charged him with murder as well. Police believe both men stormed into the home with face masks and guns drawn. Gonzalez Jr. is seen here in video from March of 2007, teaching martial arts to young students. Tonight, authorities here released yet another video showing the Billings had been attacked by a crew that entered the home, through 2 entrances. Police have arrested one of the 2 African-American men in this surveillance photo taken outside this Florida Walmart. The man in the center with the child is Gonzalez Jr., who is already in custody and charged with murder. Police expect to announce yet another arrest tomorrow.
At this time, because of, again, the complexity of this case, I think we're going to have many, many answers and many, many more questions than answers, even at the conclusion of this case.
It appears they are now looking for 1 or 2 more persons of interest, possible members of the crew. The children are safe, unharmed, and with family. The family plans to continue their care. Funeral services for their parents are scheduled for Friday.